Alrighty then, Successful Indie Author 5-Minute Focus, episode 734. Are you measuring the right things? Stanley's measuring the right stuff. He is the right stuff. Alright, are you measuring the right things? What's most important to your business? You have a number of things, and I'm speaking from my consultancy era of my life, where I worked with Fortune 500 companies, and they measured everything, absolutely everything, and then they put it out, and that's a detriment. If you're looking at all the numbers, you might be wasting your time. You should look at, every day, you should look at those numbers which you can influence. If you look at a number and you can't influence it, then you don't need to look at it. It's nice to look at, so maybe once a week, once a month, but generally, day to day, the numbers you look at day to day need to be those things that you can influence. So if you're looking at your earnings report, your book report, or book linker kind of things, and you just want to get the ooh-ah of, hey, look at that, look at how much I'm making today. Well, you want to look at trends. So when you first look at what's the trend. How are you earning? What's the dip? What's the cause of the dip? What are you doing to fix the dip and get back to profitability or an increase in earnings? Those kinds of things. But what are the details behind there? What are you measuring? So what's most important to your business? First and foremost, you write books. So a word count, whether it's you track it daily, weekly, hourly, the word count is important because you need to get those words. You need to generate new content. And even if you're writing only 2 books a year, you still have to write those 2 books. So your word count, however you measure it, and however you can manage it, if you measure it, you can manage it, right? However you can manage it, that's what you do. If you don't write every day, that's fine. But you need to have a schedule and get those words at some point in time. So what does that look like? Is it a weekly, I need 5,000 words a week, I need 1,000 words a week, I need 20,000 words a week? That's your business. But measure that. I suggest you measure that because you need to show that progress, and you need to understand from a business perspective that you are producing, because you know what? You're the talent. You're the one the business owner is counting on to get those new products out. Bring them to market. What about ad return and return on investment? So ads, how much are you spending and how much are you making? I look at it from a macro perspective, and I actually only check my ad spend about once a week. How am I spending? How much am I making? This one should be a lot more than this one, and as long as it is, we're good. I'm willing to go up to 30%. However, I really like 10% ad spend. I like spending 10 cents to make $1. Who doesn't? That's what I'm looking at. Now, what are the details in there? Now you go to your ads dashboards and your detail breakouts, and oh my God, it's overwhelming, all these different things. But that's sometimes you focus on different numbers at different times in your business. When you're digging into your ads and your ad spend, that's when you want to get down to those micro numbers and then start working to influence them. What keywords are registering for Amazon? How are you getting the most views for the least cost, and do more of that? So that's ad and return on investment. How much are you making on those ads? What's the read-through? You wrote 5 books, and book 1 sells great, but book 2 not at all. So read-through, how do you calculate that? I know Mal Cooper has some great tools out there and is working on an even better one now that auto-calculates all of this stuff, that takes the data and will show you what your read-through is. And generally, you can I look at reviews from a macro perspective, from the 1,000-foot view. If I've got 1,000 reviews on the first book, I've got 500 reviews on the second book, life is good. People aren't reviewing the second book as much as the first, especially if the third's already published. They'll read through, whip over, get the next book. So that's a good sign for me, that 50% on reviews. Revenue, same thing. Now, revenue, it depends. If you put that first book out for 99 cents, you put the first book out for free, now you start losing traction on what's your read-through for free, what's your read-through for 99 cents. All you see is that people pick up book 2. So do your best you can, and that's why I count reviews, because those are more insulated, reviews and ratings, more insulated from free and 99 cents than say just the pure numbers of books that you've moved. If you move a lot of books via free, then it's hard to tell what your read-through is, because people don't necessarily read free books. They stockpile them for some unknown reason. All right. So what's your overall spend? This is one number that you should always have at the tip of your tongue. How much am I spending? How much am I making? Keep those on track. Like, I spent a lot of money today, and actually over the last week, because of plussing up the marketing fund. I'm looking at my spreadsheet, and paying for a translation, paying for a shipment of 800 books, little things like that. Okay, they get kind of spendy after a while, but that's now. It's a one-time cost, kind of, and then we move on. So that translation, look at how much are those books making in translated form compared to the cost of the translation. More. So I'm good with it. That's why I keep getting the new volumes in that series, 5th volume now, getting it translated, of course. So sales numbers are profit. Profit is what's left after all that you've made, subtracting all that you've spent. A lot of people, I made $100,000. Yes, how much did you spend? $10,000 or $90,000. That's why I really like that 10% ad spend. Sometimes I get down there when I have a lot of new releases. My ad spend goes down because new releases keep my books in front of people, whether it's backlist or front list new titles. So there we are. What are you measuring? Can you influence it? And if you can't influence it, if it's just nice to have, like measuring and watching the KENP rate, you got no influence over that. Just look at your profitability. Just look at your marketing. Maybe cut some costs. Maybe you're spending, your gold-plated toilet might be a little bit of a high spend compared to what you get for a return on that. Toilet's a toilet. All right. There you go. That's it. That's good enough. Measure the right things, and you'll be able to and measure the right things, the things you can manage, and you'll see your business improve right from the outset. Peace, fellow humans.